Let's do this. We have the full leaks of 5D character drop rewards now. We need to put this into perspective. So what do we have here? We have 5 characters. I think that these will be the 5 starter characters. Once again, to put this into perspective, I'm going to go to show you 5D. So before you get disappointed or excited about these full character drop rewards, let's look at GX real quick. So if we look at GX real quick, if you guys didn't know this, you can go on the farming and events page and go how to farm all characters. What did we get with GX on release? We got Alexis, Aster, Chaz, Bastion, and Jaden. So they are completely mirroring. We get 5 5D characters, and we got 5 GX characters. And then we want to open them up to see how good their drop rewards were. Now remember, we do not have the level up rewards. We don't have the level up rewards. These are only the drop rewards. So before you freak out if these are too good or too bad, what did they give with GX? Now, the first thing you'll think about is Cyber Angels changed everything. The card rewards for Alexis were absolutely ridiculous. It was tier 0. I think they just messed up. They messed up, and maybe
that was a mistake.
So I think if I was on the development team for GX, I have 2 ways to approach 5Ds. First thing, we're going to acknowledge that this was a mistake. This was a huge mistake. It was such a mistake that I think 2 weeks after release, they banned a bunch of cards and limited them. They were like, oh my god, that we need to try to limit the damage as much as possible after everyone spent endless hours farming for these cards. Now you look at Aster. Absolute trash. None of these cards had an influence on the meta at all. And, you know, maybe for good reason. They don't want the card rewards to be too good. Okay, so Aster, absolute trash, mistake, or on purpose, you decide. Now, Bastion, once again, absolute trash, no influence on the meta at all. These are the card rewards, and these are, remember, we're not talking about level up rewards. When I think level up rewards should, you know, because they're guaranteed, should give us good stuff. Now, Chaz, once again, absolute garbage. Absolute garbage. Absolute garbage. Now, Jaden, absolute garbage. So, literally, every character had absolutely no influence on the meta besides Alexis, I believe, accidentally giving us a tier 0 deck, a tier 0 ritual deck when they're trying to push fusions. Okay, so just getting that context and perspective out of the way as we review the 5Ds cards. Okay, like we were trying to say, if you are the dev, do you repeat the past of having cards that are not so good? Or do you go in the middle? Or do you give us a tier 0 deck? Let's see. Let's see. And also the box sets also gave nothing 5Ds related, really. Also didn't really have a big impact on the meta. Okay, let's start the review now. Yusei Fudo. Let's look at these cards. So, Junk Synchron, plus 1 or more non-tuner monsters. You can banish 1 Junk Synchron monster from your graveyard, then target 1 face-up monster your opponent controls. That target loses attack equal to the banished monster's attack. At the start of the damage step, if this card attacks a defense position monster, destroy that monster. Okay, so Junk Synchron. First of all, to make a Synchro monster, you need a tuner plus non-tuner monsters, and Junk Synchron himself is a tuner. When this card is normal summon, you could target 1 level 2 or lower monster in your graveyard, special summon that target. So he's level 3, he's a tuner. On summon, you'll summon a level 2 onto the field, so that's 3 plus 2, that equals level 5, but he is a level 7. So your Junk Synchron, after special summoning a level 2 on the field, you're going to need another monster that's level 2 to make Junk Berserker, unless you're going to use Junk Synchron with a level 4 after summoning a level 2. Okay, hopefully you're not lost and you understand that. You have to look at how easy it is to summon it, and so far it's very hard to summon this. So if I normal summon Junk Synchron and I summon a level 2, then we could use one of these skills: level copy, level promotion, level demotion, level tuning, to hopefully make the summon easier. So what you could, when your life points are at 2,000 or below, you could choose 2 monsters you control, declare a level between 1 and 4, they become that level. So level tuning would not work with this because it would become a level 8 synchro summon. This is level 7. It would become 4 and 4. So we got a level 3 and a level 2 on the field. Reveal a monster in your hand, then target one face-up monster on your side of the field. That target's level becomes equal to the level of that revealed monster, so you can use level copy. So you could normal summon Junk Synchron, summon a level 2, and then you could reveal a level 4 from your hand to turn the level 2 non-tuner into a level 4, and then you could make an easy Junk Berserker. I'm only excited for Junk Berserker if I could spam this every turn. If a Junk Synchron plus the proper setup allows me to summon 1, 2, 3 Junk Berserkers in a row, boom, 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 then this could be good. Otherwise, this card is not good. It's solely dependent on if you're going to have an easy setup with summoning it. We want to think about Junk Synchron. You take no battle damage from attacks involving this card. Once per turn, this card cannot be destroyed by battle, so this is a sticky card. During either player's turn, when your opponent activates a card or effect that would inflict damage to you, you could send this card from your hand or field to the graveyard. Negate the activation if you do destroy that card. So, garbage card. This card maybe could be used with Junk Synchron. Shield Warrior, level 3, cannot be used with Junk Synchron. So what does it do then? During damage calculation in either player's turn, you could banish this card from your graveyard. Monsters you control cannot be destroyed by battle. During damage calculation in either player's turn, you can banish this card from your graveyard. Monster control cannot be destroyed by battle. Okay, so bad card. Next card. And if you guys don't know what we're looking at, we are looking at the full card reward. So far, we looked at Junk Berserker, we looked at Shield Warrior, we looked at Fortress Warrior, and we looked at Junk Karibo. So far, Junk Berserker does have potential. Let's look at Fighting Spirit. The equipped monster gains 300 attack for each monster your opponent controls. If it would be destroyed by battle, you could destroy this card instead. Garbage card. ROCKSTONE Warrior. ROCKSTONE Warrior. Level 4. So does not work with the Junk Synchron stuff. You take no battle damage from battles involving this card. Okay, that's similar to the Amazonas Fighter. When this attacking card is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, so when this card is attacking, you attack, and is destroyed by battle, special summon 2 level 1 tokens. And you want to think with tokens, you want to think synchro summoning with tokens. So now you got 2 tokens on the field, and they're both level 1. Those tokens cannot be tributed for a tribute summon. So this card is really bad. We don't have a main phase 2. In the regular card game, you would be able to swing, summon 2 tokens, main phase 2, then synchro summon. Otherwise, you're allowing your opponent to do whatever they want with your tokens, and it would, even in the card game, it's still not good because it would take up your normal summon. Garbage. And then you also have to have a monster to swing into and destroy. Okay, Bicular. When this card is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, you could special summon 1 Unicycler from your hand or deck. So that's the combo. That's the combo. When destroyed by battle, has to be done by battle, so not even card effect. So Bicular and Unicycler, yay. Tricular. When this card is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, you could special summon Bicular from your hand or deck. So Tricular summons Bicular, which summons Unicycler. I don't know what the hell you do with it beyond that. I guess it's helps you have monsters on the field so you could synchro summon. Okay. Now the final card from Yusei is Dash Warrior. If this card attacks, it gains 1200 attack during damage damage step only. So when it attacks, it goes up to 18. Horrible. Horrible, horrible, horrible. Blackwing Elphin the Raven. You could normal summon without tributing if you have another Blackwing monster on the field. You could target 1 monster your opponent controls. Change that target's battle position. So if your Blackwing lives for a turn, that's not very good. So far, I'm not liking this card because it requires another Blackwing on the field. So with this card in mind, do we have an easy way to special summon a Blackwing monster? Then we could normal summon this. Otherwise, I don't like it, but its effect's good. Change the battle position of a monster. Pretty cool. 2200. So with Black Whirlwind, that allows you to pretty much search anything. Put Black Whirlwind here. Here you go. So when it's summoned, you could search for anything, but you probably won't be summoning it very easily at all. Blackwing. Ghibli, the Searchwing. When your opponent declares a direct attack, so even Anki, so even if you don't have an open field, they attack directly with Anki, you could special summon this card from your hand. Once per turn, you could switch the original attack and defense of this card until the end phase. So they direct attack with Anki. You special summon this, and then Anki's like, okay, attacks this instead, searches mass change, and then swings directly anyway. So that's pretty cool. Obviously, not very good. Blackwing, Feign, the Steel Chain. 500 attack, 800 defense, Wing Beast. This card can attack your opponent directly. If this card inflicts battle damage, target one attack position monster your opponent controls, change it to defense. Okay, you know, obviously garbage. Let's not look at the trap yet. Blackwing, Boreas the Sharp, level 5. During your main phase 1, you can banish this card from the graveyard, then target one Blackwing monster you control. So we need... So far, none of the cards we looked at have an easy way to put this in the graveyard, so we don't really know how we're getting this in the graveyard. It's 1300 attack. It's level 5. So during your main phase, you banish, you target a Blackwing. If that monster attacks this turn, you take no battle damage from that attack. It is not destroyed by battle. Also destroy the opponent's monster that it battled after damage calculation. Okay, Blackwing, Brissote, the Tailwind. If 2 or more face-up Blackwing monsters you control were destroyed this turn... Okay, I'm just trying to absorb what I'm reading here. If 2 or more face-up Blackwing monsters you control were destroyed this turn, so Treacherous Trap Hole, Treacherous, you could special summon this card from your hand. This is just the worst goddamn card I've ever seen. This would work with, you know, if we've had Torrential Tribute. Okay, let's look at the final Blackwing monster, level 5. When you take 2,000 or more battle damage from your opponent's monster direct attack. Okay, you take 2,000 or more battle damage from your opponent's monster's direct attack while this card is in the graveyard. You could select one level 3 or lower Blackwing monster in the graveyard. So I guess this is Grass That's Greener deck. Special summon that monster and this monster from the graveyard. Their effects are negated. Each player can only use this effect once per duel. So this card is just apparently so good that if you are playing the mirror match and you use its effect before your opponent uses its effect, only one could happen per duel. So I'm very happy they made sure to balance this card. Otherwise, it might be too crazy. It's horrible. It's horrible. Did you guys comprehend that? Direct attack 2,000 or more has to be in the grave with another level 3. Then you summon it itself in another level 3. It's absolute garbage. Blackwing Bombardment. Tribute a Blackwing monster to select one face-up synchro monster you control. So first of all, just to synchro summon, we all know it's not very easy to synchro summon. It requires 2 monsters on the field, a tuner and a non-tuner. It could be 3, but usually it will be 2 monsters. This is such a setup. You have to set it for a turn, then they go, then you go, then you have a synchro summon, then you somehow have another Blackwing on the field. Now, what does it do? That synchro monster gains attack equal to the tributed monster's attack until the end phase. Absolutely horrible. Blackwing BOOBYTRAP. When this set card is destroyed by your opponent's card effect, so you can't even trigger it yourself. You know, Wild Tornado, if you destroy your own Wild Tornado, that's cool, but you can't even destroy your own card with this. Your opponent's destroying your set card with Grace. Okay, they summon Grace, they destroy this. Now, not only did they summon Grace and destroy it, you also have to control face-up Blackwing monster. Okay, you got a face-up Blackwing, you got a face-down BOOBYTRAP, they summon Grace, they pop your BOOBYTRAP, you deal 1,000 damage, and you draw a card. It's probably better to just use Wild Tornado. I don't think I would be... I wouldn't feel that bad if I hit a BOOBYTRAP. With you did everything you can to set this up, and it still sucks. Aha! BOOBYTRAP! No. No, no one's gonna say that. Against the Wind, the final card from Crow's Rewards. Select one Blackwing monster in your graveyard, take damage equal to the attack of the selected monster, add it to your hand. So Crow sucks, but so does all the GX characters, okay? We looked at these. Sucks, 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 sucks. besides Alexis, which did not suck, gave us tier 0. So moving on with the rest of the review. Akiza. Akiza. All right, Akiza is black rose type cards, right? Rose, plants. Cannot be normal summoned or set. 2900 attack. And it is level 8. Must first be special summoned from your hand by banishing 2 level 7 or higher plant type monsters. 1 from the hand and 1 from the graveyard. Okay, that's quite a requirement. Now, once you finally summoned her, must first be special summoned, which means if it goes to the graveyard after you special summon it and you have a way to summon it from the grave, you could do that. Usually, you know, cards like that, you would not be able to summon it from the grave. I don't even know what card we have to even summon it. But moving on, once per turn, you can negate the effects of all other face-up cards currently on the field until the end of this turn. Amazons, actually, you could turn off Onslaught. That's pretty good. Turn off Onslaught, turn off Queen, turn off Tiger, turn off Amazoness Swordswoman. If you're playing against vampires, you could turn off the field spell. If you're playing against Fur Hires, you could turn off Wiz. If you're playing against Spellbooks, you could turn off Silent Magician. But if you turn off Silent Magician, it will still summon level 8 from onto the field after you destroy it. Playing against Mass Heroes, you don't really turn off anything. If you're playing against Ultra Athletes, you don't really turn off any. You could turn off Dunker and then swing into it. You could turn off an already face-up penalty box. But this card will be dependent on how easy it is to summon it. Next up, Revival Rose, level 4. If a level 5 or higher plant-type monster you control is destroyed, you could special summon this card from your graveyard. Don't like that. That's, level 5 is a high requirement. Dark Verger. Level 2. Now, anything that's level 2, I do want to think about Junk Synchron. I really, really do. Junk Synchron, I think, has to be a top tier deck if they want 5Ds to start off right. If they want a good start to 5Ds, this card will be top tier, okay? It's an instant level 5 synchro, unless you have a skill to make it otherwise, if you have a level 2 in the grave, so think about this. When a plant-type monster tuner is normal summoned to your side of the field, you could special summon this card from your graveyard in attack position, so this is actually good. If you have a way to get this in the grave, this is actually good. You summon a plant-type tuner, and then this will summon onto the field. You get an instant synchro summon. It's highly dependent on what we use to synergize with it, but just keep your eye out on this card because it's got potential. Rose Tentacles, level 6. It's got quite, you know, a lot of text. Cannot be special summon. It's 2200 attack, 1200 defense. At the start of your battle phase, for each plant-type monster your opponent currently controls. So I think maybe you're going to have a skill or a card that turns your opponent's monsters into plants, similar to the Parasite turning your monsters into insects. So at the start of the battle phase, if your opponent controls a plant-type monster, and for each one they control, this card gains 1 additional attack during each battle phase. Each time this card destroys a plant-type monster, inflict 300 damage to your opponent. So far, this sounds absolutely horrible. Star Siphon. When a synchro monster is special summoned, so this is a normal trap, not a continuous. When a synchro monster is special summoned, target one of them. Special summon 1 Siphon token, level 1, 0 attack, 0 defense. Its level becomes that monster's current level, and that monster's level becomes 1. That's kind of weird. This sounds horrible. Ivy Shackles. Continuous trap. All face-up monsters your opponent controls become plant during your turn only. So there you go. We got synergy with the Rose Tentacles. If this face-up card you control is destroyed and sent to the graveyard by an opponent's card effect, draw a card. So far, this is not good enough to use it with Ivy Shackles. It's going to be dependent on some crazy card if their monsters are plants. Otherwise, horrible card. Now, the final spell and trap, Thorn of Malice, or a plant-type monster. Okay, so, or a plant-type monster. So Black Rose or plant-type monster. Is Black Rose not a plant? It's a dragon. Okay, so if you play a plant deck, you'll be summoning this dragon. It just doesn't want to be excluded. It gains 600 attack. If the equipped monster attacks a defense position monster, deal piercing. I mean, okay. If I'm reading more than this, you know what it better say? It better say draw a goddamn card. Like, if you're giving me 600 attack and piercing, I want to draw a card if I deal pierce. Otherwise, I really don't care what the effect is. If the equipped monster attacks a monster after damage calculation, the attacked monster loses 600 attack and defense. Okay, that sucks. An opponent's monster that battles with the equipped monster cannot be destroyed at battle. Okay, so trash. While farming for 3 Rosaria, I'm going to get a Dark Verger too, because Dark Verger might be really good, maybe. So far, this is the character to farm. Leo! Leo, what do you have? Let's talk about your cards, Leo. These are drop rewards. These are, you have to farm. All right, this is Leo. Okay. MORPHTRONICs. MORPHTRONICs. While in attack position, this card is 800 attack for each equipped card equipped to it. Already, I don't like this card. Not good. So you got to have equipped cards on it to even gain that 800 attack. Not good. MORPHTRONIC Cameraman, level 2. While in attack position, when this card is destroyed by battle, first of all, Junk Synchron summons the level 2 in defense. So if you were to use this with Junk Synchron, we'll get to that part. When this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle, which will never happen because he's 800 attack, you could special summon a level 4 or lower MORPHTRONIC from your hand or graveyard. While in defense position, monsters on the field cannot be targeted by effects. Horrible. Horrible card. Okay. MORPHTRONIC Vacuumen. Level 1. While in attack position, once per turn, you could send one equipped card equipped to this card to the graveyard to inflict 500 damage to your opponent. So far, there's a whole equip fetish happening here. They like equip cards. And what do we know about equip cards in 5Ds? I could show you. Power tool. So we have a skill called Docking Strength with Courage. At the beginning of the duel, add 2 MORPHTRONIC remotes and a Power Tool Dragon. So Power Tool Dragon, what does he do? I just want the picture to load. Okay, let's zoom in for you guys. Power Tool Dragon, 1 tuner plus 1 or more non-tuners to make a level 7. You could reveal 3 equipped spell cards from your deck, then your opponent randomly adds 1 of them to your hand. Then you shuffle the rest back into your deck. If this card would be destroyed while equipped with an equipped spell card, you could send the equipped card to the graveyard instead. And that's once per turn. Every single turn, reveal 3, pick 1 to your hand. So there you go, MORPHTRONICs with equipped cards. Interesting. And there's a ton of power tool effects as far as I know. Look, power tool, 1, 2. Okay, just, it looks like 3. 3 power tool skills. They're going to use in MORPHTRONICs. But these MORPHTRONICs we're looking at so far are really bad and probably won't be used so far. While in attack position, once per turn, you could send an equipped card equipped to this card. Okay, really bad. Let's skip that. Next, MORPHTRONIC MAGNEN Bar. 100 attack, 100 defense, level 1. While in attack position, once per turn, if you control exactly 2 other face-up attack position monsters, so you need 3 monsters on the field. Oh, its defense position effect is good. I'm sorry, I skipped it because I'm just getting... While in defense position, so I don't know how you're getting in defense, so that means you can't normal summon it. It's got to be special summon in defense, or some way turn to defense. Once per turn, you can equip 1 face-up attack position monster your opponent controls to this card as an equip card. So, all right, even its defense position effect, that is pretty cool, but I guess nothing really happens after that. You don't gain attack, you don't gain defense. You could suck up your opponent's monsters if you have a way to summon him in defense. This card gains the combined attack of the other 2 monsters you control until the end phase. So, you normal summon this, you play machine duplication, and this is from your deck, by the way. I want you to understand that this is from your deck. So if you were to draw 2 Vacuumen or 2 Magnen, you already cannot use your goddamn duplication. Okay? And your ultimate combo, now you have 3 Magnen bars, and you activate its effect to gain 200 attack. Now it's 300 attack until the end phase. So good thing it's not permanent. The other monsters you control cannot attack also. Yes, that would be too broken. While in defense position, monsters you control cannot attack. Okay, so thank you. That's really cool. Gadget Hauler. Gadget Hauler. Level 6. Once per turn, you could send any number of MORPHTRONIC monsters from your hand to the graveyard to have this gain a permanent 800 attack for each. So you send one, it still sucks. It's 21. You send two, now we're talking. Now he's 2,900. But how did you summon him? Did you tribute summon him? Tribute summoning is not easy to do. So unless you have an easy way to summon this, not a good card. Now let's talk about the spell and traps. Power Up Adapter. Normal trap. After activation, treat this card as an equip card and equip it to one face-up MORPHTRONIC monster you control. The equipped monster cannot attack, so this must have a really good effect if you cannot attack. Then you select one face-up monster on the field, except the equipped monster. It gains attack equal to the attack of the equipped monster. It's like a really bad mirror wall, you know, but the thing is, I guess you do gain the attack permanently. So they attack your MORPHTRONIC. They attack your MORPHTRONIC Videon. Then you flip up this, you equip on the Videon. Videon gains 800. Then it gains the attack of your opponent's monster. So then they swing into this, they take 1,800 to the face. But now Videon cannot declare an attack, and he's just sitting on the field with a fat attack boost. And I guess it's just walling off your life points from then on, because it can't attack anymore. So there you go. 1,800 when they attack if you flip up this. And then protect your life with how big he is afterward. Okay. If you control two or more face-up MORPHTRONIC monsters, select two cards your opponent controls, destroy one card of your opponent's choice. Okay, so you managed to get two MORPHTRONICs on the fields. Now you get to flip this up, and then you don't even get to choose what you want to destroy. You have to choose two cards. Your opponent's like, okay, I'll destroy that one. So if you're going for back row, they're going to destroy the bluff or the crappier back row. If they have one monster in the back row, that's so much freedom for your opponent to do that. Why don't you play a card that actually takes the choice away from your opponent and actually has a good effect? So not good. I remember seeing this. I think this is good. This is a field spell. Each time a monster's battle position is changed, place one morph counter on this card. All MORPHTRONIC monsters gain 300 attack for each morph counter on this card. So obviously so far it's not good. When this card is destroyed and sent from the field to the graveyard, you could special summon one MORPHTRONIC monster from your graveyard. I don't know why I remember this for some reason, because obviously even its second effect's not good. Equip card. Send one MORPHTRONIC from your hand to the graveyard and select one MORPHTRONIC monster in your graveyard. So I'm going to say that you do have to have a MORPHTRONIC in your grave to even activate this effect, which that's a hefty requirement. Special summon the selected monster and equip it with this card. The equipped monster cannot change its battle position. When this card is removed from the field, destroy the equipped monster. Okay. All right. Not good. Okay, moving on to Luna, the final leaked level 4, 1,700. Once per turn, you could select one field spell card in your graveyard, return it to the deck. So this is making me think about maybe their character's ace card is Ancient Fairy Dragon. Really bad. Ooh, a boss card. A boss card. How many stars is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Level 9. Level 9. This has to be good, right? Cannot be normal summon or set. Must be special summoned from your hand by having 6 or more monsters with different attributes. 6 or more different attributes. How many attributes are in the goddamn game? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. With divine being one. So that's every attribute in the game besides divine, because we're gonna write off divine. So every normal attribute must be in your graveyard. This gains the attack and defense equal to the number of different attributes in the graveyard times 500. So we're gonna whip out the calculator. It could be a whopping 3,000 attack, or it could be 35 if you're playing a god monster, right? The divine. Okay. So 3,000 attack is what it will usually be. When your opponent would special summon a monster, quick effect, you could banish 3 monsters from your graveyard, negate the summon, and if you do, destroy that monster. Okay, moving on. Sunlight Unicorn. Once per turn, you could excavate the top card of your deck. Okay, 1800 attack. Excavate, pretty cool. If it's an equipped spell card, add it to your hand. Otherwise, place it on the bottom of your deck. This card has potential in your power tool deck. Okay, Sunlight Unicorn with power tool. You're playing a bunch of equipped cards. We're gonna have to see what kind of good equipped cards there are. I don't really know, but okay. I don't know. Although so far I don't like it. Watt Fox. What? If this card is destroyed by your opponent's card, either by battle or card effect, your opponent cannot special summon a monster or activate spell trap or spell trap card effects or monster effects for the rest of the turn. Okay, so not good. You could choose a number from 1 to 3, then send that many cards from the top card of your deck to the grave. Increase this card's level by the number of cards sent to the grave this way. Oh, okay, so that's interesting. Cupid Volley, so it becomes, it increases its level by the number of cards you send to the grave. If this card you control is destroyed by an opponent's card and sent to the graveyard, you can gain 1,500 life. Destroyed by an opponent's card, okay. You gain 1,500 life. You can only use each effect of Cupid Volley once per turn. So in the spirit of Synchro Summoning, if you could somehow get her on the field and her effect's not negated and there's a tuner right next to her, she could be a level 1, 2, 3, or 4. You have full control of what level she is, 1, 2, 3, or 4, to perform that Synchro Summon of whatever the hell you want to do. But how are you going to have her on the field with another tuner? I don't know. Nettles. Here we go, a tuner. A tuner. If this face-up card would be destroyed, you could destroy 1 face-up plant-type monster you control instead. So if you have a bunch of plant tokens, I guess you could destroy a token and keep this alive so you could perform that Synchro Summon next turn. It's not good. White POTAN. Level 1. If you control a face-up tuner monster, this card cannot be destroyed by battle. When a face-up tuner monster you control is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, inflict 500. Really, really bad. Black POTAN. White, black. See, when it's black, it's evil. When it's white, it's not. If you control a face-up tuner, this card cannot be destroyed by battle. When a face-up tuner you control is removed from the field, gain 800 life. Okay. That's the review for Luna. That's the review for Luna. That's Luna, Leo, Akiza, Crow, and Yusei.